If you are a professional woman business owner and you've been struggling to make sales in your business, get consistent clients, see consistent sales, then this video is for you. I help six-figure professional women start and scale their business. So let's jump into why you're not making consistent sales and what to do about it. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is take it all the way back. I need you to look at who you are trying to sell to. And what I mean by that is identify your ideal client, okay? The most common problem I see with my business clients who come to me and say, I'm not seeing sales, I'm doing all the things, I'm on social media, I'm promoting, I have ads, blah, 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 blah. Other than all of those being set up incorrectly, like putting aside the systemic and the process issues, the most common thing I see is that they're trying to sell to the wrong person or they just don't know who they're selling to. So I'm gonna tell you how to take it back and make sure you are selling to the right person that is selling to your ideal client. The first thing I want you to do is ask yourself who needs what it is you have to offer. So one way to do this is go and do a Google search of whatever it is your offer relates to. So for example, I always use the same example, so let's try and use a different one. If you're helping women lose weight, right? Maybe you go and do a Google search and you just type in, like, you have a weight loss program. So type in weight loss program, right? And then Google's option will show you different things on like what people are searching, right? So the purpose of doing this, of trying to figure out like, hey, like what is the problem is, number one, you have to make sure you are actually solving a problem. And so if everything that you find in your research and doing these Google search and looking in communities and looking in groups, whatever it may be, people are identifying or asking problems that you are not solving, then boom, you have one solution there. You aren't selling a problem, or you aren't selling an answer to a problem because you aren't speaking to the problem. So you need to make sure that you are actually speaking to people's problems if you want to make sure that you can actually sell something, right? So that's that first thing, is making sure that you're speaking to this problem that whoever it is you are trying to sell to has, right? So once you've got that problem identified, you need to next figure out who has this problem. Who has this problem? Who am I selling this to? Right? And so on the same thing, you're selling this weight loss program. What type of women are trying to lose weight? Who are you selling to? Are you selling to teenagers? Are you selling to women in their early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s? Are you selling to moms? Like, who are you selling to? And then you can't just say, oh, well, Sephora, I'm selling to everyone. I'm selling to women. Oh my gosh. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. You have no idea how many people come to me and say, when I ask them what their target audience is or who their ideal client is, and they say, women who want to lose weight. That is so broad. That is so broad, okay? There's a lot of people, women who want to lose weight. That's too broad. You can't sell to all these people. You can't market to all these people because the language you would use to market to a teenager who wants to lose weight is going to be different from the language you would use to a mother who wants to lose weight, right? It's different languages. It's different wordings. It's different. And so you can't say your target audience is women who want to lose weight because it's too broad. So you really need to get really specific. And here what I want you to do is create an ideal client avatar. What does your ideal client avatar look like? What is their age? What is their race? What do they like to do? Where do they hang out? What's their favorite foods? What is their problems? Like literally you should have all of the makeup, all of the demographics, everything about this ideal client in your head, because all of your messaging has to be aimed towards this one specific ideal client. Like I said before, marketing a weight loss program to a teenager would be different to marketing a weight loss program to a mother. And so you can't sell to both of them. If you're speaking to both of them or trying to speak to both of them, then you're not going to get any sales, okay? So you need to really get really clear on who this ideal client avatar is. Once you know who this ideal client avatar is, then you can actually say, okay, I need to reframe my messaging to actually speak to the problem that this specific one person who I have a clear picture of in my mind, speak to their problems, speak to the problems that they are having, not the entirety of women, okay? So you've identified the problem and you've now identified your ideal client avatar. So once you've got those things down, then the next thing that you're going to need to do is start to ask yourself or start to figure out, where do they want to be? Where are they starting right now? And so in this example, it's they're overweight, or maybe they just want to lose weight, and where do they want to end up, right? Maybe that's a goal weight. Maybe that's how they want to look in the mirror. Maybe that's they want to try and lose weight in a specific area. And I know that's not targeted weight loss isn't necessarily possible, but just go along with it, right? The point here is, what is their end goal, and how does what you offer get them to that end goal? And how are you relaying all of this information in your messaging? How are you relaying all of this in your marketing? How are you talking to them? You need to make sure that you're using their words and you're speaking to their pain points and you're speaking to their goals. And how can you show that what you have to offer gets them there? Okay, when you don't have any of these things in place, you are going to struggle to see sales, because one, you're not talking to a problem that they have. You're just talking about something that you want to sell, which is not going to get you money, which is not going to get you clients. Or two, you're not talking to one specific person. You're trying to talk to an entire group of people, which isn't going to get you money, which isn't going to get you sales. And no matter how much effort, no matter how much time, no matter how much you put into trying to promote this offer, this product, this service, it's not going to sell if you're not selling to your ideal client who is ready and willing to buy from you, because they can see that you're solving this problem, that it's directly for them, and that it gets them to their goal result. Okay, so you've got all of these things down, and so hopefully now you're taking it back. You're taking it back to the research stages, and you're figuring all these things out. I want to emphasize that it's not just guessing. You are not just guessing on what your ideal client is. Maybe in the very beginning you're guessing, but you should really actually go out and do some research, right? Go out and do some market research. Go out and talk to people. I have a whole video on how I made 6 figures in 1 year, and I give you the 10 steps you should take, and market research is one of those steps. So go watch that if you haven't. But you need to be doing this market research, one, to actually make sure you're selling to your ideal client, but two, more importantly, to figure out who they are, okay? To figure out who they are, and to figure out all of these things, their problems, their hopes, their dreams, where they hang out, what they do for fun. You're not just coming up with these things on your own. It's verifiable, it's concrete. You've done your research to figure it out. If you are just jumping into the game and trying to sell something and you haven't done this stuff, well, no wonder you're not selling anything. No wonder all of your efforts aren't working, because you haven't done the necessary work on the front end to get you the results on the back end, okay? Once you do all of these things and you've gotten really, really clear on who your ideal client is, you know really, really well what their problem is, and you know really, really well that end result that they want, you also want to figure out where to find them, okay? Where are they located? How can you talk to them? How can you reach out to them? How can you reach them? Because obviously you can have all this great information about who you want to sell to, but if you don't know where to find them, then you're not going to make any sales. So once you've got all that figured out, ladies, then you are ready to start selling. Speak their language. In that market research I just had you do, I just told you to go and do, you're going to see the language that they use. You're going to see what they talk about. You're going to see how they perceive their problem. You're not going to use your words anymore. You're going to use theirs, okay? You're going to use their words, and you're going to use that in all of your marketing, in all of your messaging. And then only after you've done all this will you see an uptick in your sales and in your client intake. If you guys need help with any of this, make sure you click the link in my bio, go to my website, www.sephoragray.com. I would love to help you. I am Sephora, your favorite licensed attorney and business coach, and I help 6-figure professional women start and scale their business. If that sounds like you, schedule a consultation call, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.